So lastly, I will be discussing the different positions that you can work as a public health nurse and the different types of work environments that they provide. So as a public health nurse, as we discussed earlier, you can work in a clinic, a school, churches, homes. You're just really out there in the community and involved. You could be a public health educator, where you can work in many different domestic or international organizations. You can be a managed care administrator. This work is in the management of complex health delivery organization. You could work this type of job in a hospital, a clinic, an international organization, or even a governmental agency. You could be a disaster specialist, where you put together effective disaster response initiatives and train other public health professionals on how they should respond to various man-made and natural disasters. The fifth one is a health services research analysis. In this career, you work on providing high healthcare quality to people of many different backgrounds who have come from communities with poor public health practices. Sixth one is project specialist in public health. Many of the new jobs that are available in public health are in health policy. You will be able to work in a career such as this, making important health policy decisions for people who live in communities around the world. 7 is a public health scientist. Being a nurse and also a public health professional, you can have the unique skills to work as a scientist in a local community, working to solve complex health problems and offer solutions based on scientific research. Leading us to number 8, research associate. With a nursing and clinical background, this can be applied to research in public health. You can contribute to the growing body of clinical knowledge in the field of public health and become a research associate for state and local governments, international health agencies, and also private and public foundations. Number 9, a public health information officer. These officers ensure that all information released about public health is accurate and on time. And during a pandemic like this, we know how important that is, to have accurate information out there for the people and communities to have. People in this career typically work for public health agencies here, and you can really do this anywhere. 10, public health inspector. You conduct public health and safety inspections to ensure establishments are complying with relevant public health laws in various states. So this is really a job that's not stagnant and in one place. You can be out and you're constantly traveling and doing things like that. 11, a public health advisor. You will be responsible for all the advisory and technical work in the areas of public health investigation of communicable diseases. This is a job where you do a lot of interviewing, where people were exposed to diseases, and carrying out blood testing, and you collect data for statistical analysis and more. A public health planner. Working as one of these, you will assess the public health needs of needing communities and populations, and will analyze and evaluate the effectiveness of programs and policies. You then use the information you gather to carry out new public health objectives. 13 is an HIV training worker. You, as an HIV training worker, you would be working in the developmental of educational programs in HIV prevention, and would be helping in all phases of training, recording, keeping, and coming up with training materials, and also training educators. 14 is environmental health scientist. You will use your knowledge of public health and your clinical knowledge to help protect people and the environment from serious health hazards. 15, infectious disease manager. You'll be using your nursing and public health skills to determine what is causing deadly diseases to spread in at-risk communities, and try and stopping them from getting worse, which is, as we know during this pandemic, very needed. Public health nutritionists. You will provide research and education on how nutrition plays a key role in keeping people healthy and preventing diseases outbreaks. And the last one is epidemiologist. As an epidemiologist, you do essential work in detecting, controlling, and preventing major health problems in communities, and you specialize in a certain area. You can work with maternal and child health or other areas.